Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today is really going to be a fantastic meeting. So, please, for the smooth conduct of the meeting, please keep yourself in a mute mode until or unless it's your turn to speak. As Toastmasters, we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. So before starting the meeting, I would request everyone to give a huge round of applause and start this energetic meeting. Thank you. Over to President Catherine.
Catherine, you're on mute.
Good evening, good morning, Toastmasters and guests. Can you hear me? Welcome to Toastmasters for Professionals. Today, I would like to make a few announcements. And before I do, I'd like to find out how many of our club members are in the room by show of hands. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. I would like to make an unusual announcement, and this is regarding our capacity to improve our meetings and ourselves as leaders and professionals. I would like to suggest that we vote on 2 items. One, it has come to our consensus that most of our club members and guests are unable to make it for just 1 meeting. So we would like to open up the opportunity for some members who can make it on days that are convenient for them. So we will open up a bi-weekly meeting schedule for Toastmasters for Professionals so that members can attend either or meetings as they can, but also to give members an opportunity to have time to improve themselves and take on speeches and make this their area of growth. So we're going to vote on whether we are comfortable with us having bi-weekly meetings. The second is this: to allow our club officers to stay on for just 6 months instead of a whole year. This enables club officers to lead, but also enables them to do their professional growth. Otherwise, a whole year of a commitment is so long. So in case something comes up for an officer and it's erratic, we give them a chance to run for 6 months, and then another can come through easily. So those are the 2 items I would like us to vote on. I do not have a vote poll. Co-hosts, are you able to do vote polls for voting, or shall we raise our hands? What do you prefer?
I prefer if we raise our hands.
We'll raise our hands. Okay. I hope we're able to see each other. And I'll take just not less than 2 minutes for us to raise our hands by either clicking a thumbs up or putting, your hand up. Who is for bi-weekly meetings? You raise your hand if you're for bi-weekly meetings, and if we have the majority, please, co-host, help me count the votes. Are we for bi-weekly meetings? I'll also raise my hand. There we go. How many votes do we have so far?
We have 8 votes, I think.
8 votes, that's a great majority. Can we approve that this has been voted for today? Thank you so much. The second is for club officers to take a 6 months leadership opportunity. If that is a yes for you, please put your hand up. Mine is up as well. Co-host, would you please help me to vote for that, to count the votes?
We have 7 votes.
7 votes. Thank you so much, Toastmasters and guests.
Please record it as 8. I can see 8.
It's 8?
Yes. It's
okay.
Noor. Yeah, it's 8.
8. Wonderful. Can we just give a round of applause to ourselves for voting and for making good on this. I will write the minutes and send them to our area directors and inform them about new changes. I appreciate you. Please look out for the announcements that will be made regarding these two changes, and we will be back to you. I would like to invite now, the meeting is officially open, and I would like to invite our Toastmaster of the day, Swathi, to take us on with a beautiful theme of love. Welcome, Swathi.
Thank you, President Catherine, for your wonderful welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the Toastmasters who have joined us today, and welcome our dear guests. So before I dive deep into the theme, I have 3 pillars with me to support the meeting. So let me call upon our timer, Shanda, to introduce her role.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers and the book review speeches. I will alert each speaker of the time. The table topic speaker should limit the remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Book review speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanda. Next, I have our counter, Toastmaster Guillermo James.
Thank you, Swathi. Hello, everyone. The purpose of the counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch or filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Swathi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guillermo James. Our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Catherine. Toastmaster Catherine, please go ahead and introduce your role.
Thank you, Timothy. Toastmasters and guests, our word of the day is affectionate. Affectionate. This adjective means displaying warmth and tenderness, often through actions and words. And how is this word used? It may be used in different ways. Somebody could use it for a close partner by saying something like, he's really affectionate. He is always hugging and kissing me or rubbing my shoulders. That's a little bit explicit. For the other way, you can say, she affectionately expressed her love and devotion for our cloud. I would like to encourage you, Toastmasters and guests, to use this word of the day often as you can. And when you hear someone use the word affectionate, I would like to encourage you to snap your fingers right out loudly or brightly, so someone will be encouraged to see that you have used the word of the day. Other than that, I look forward to giving my report at the end of the day with great use of English language, grammar, and wonderful descriptive language. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Catherine. So going forward, how is the Josh for the day? Like, is it good, high, low? How are you all feeling today? Oh, Guillermo, it's high. Arvind, thank you. So mine is pretty high. You see that from my background because it's Valentine's Day. No, you have to be high. Okay, for the benefit of the guests, I would like to explain the flow of the meeting. So today is the day of celebrating love, where you give your significant other or anybody whom you love chocolates, flowers, and greeting cards. That's what we do in our meeting today. We have 3 segments. The first segment is book review. Just like how the chocolate tastes linger in the mouth, even after eating the chocolates, the book reviews, the reviews still stays in our mind, even after the reviews are done. Our second segment is table topics, which is the equivalent to a colorful flowers, Like a set of colorful people will come forward, practice their impromptu speaking, and throw their small fragrances in shorter speeches. And third, which is greeting cards, which is equivalent to greeting cards. Well, the taste of the chocolate and fragrance of flowers stay for a shorter time. The messages in the greeting card stays for a longer time. Similarly, the general evaluator will talk about the thoughts, feelings of all the aspects of the meeting, just like a greeting card, and present to us. Diving deep into the theme of today, it's the 5 love languages. I'm going to talk about the book 5 Love Languages. It's written by Gary Chapman. I'm going to share my screen. Can somebody please confirm if it's visible?
Not right now.
It's coming up.
Now I see it.
Okay. So this is a book that got released in 1992. Even after 20 years of coming into the market, it's still the best-selling book, and it's a staple in the field of relationship counseling. Like, has this ever happened to any one of you? Someone you love, maybe your partner, your mom, or your best friend tells you that, I just feel like you don't love me anymore. And you're thinking, of course, I do. How can you say that to me? I love you all the time. I hug you. I tell you you're special. I bought you flowers on your birthday. How can you tell this to me? In moments like this, the problem is you're not speaking their love language. We all speak different love language, and we can communicate well if we know the language the other person speaks. Speaking the right love language fills up what is called a love tank. The love tank here is a metaphorical representation of satisfaction, happiness in life. When the love tank is empty, we crave for it. When it is full, life is good. We all have the urge to fill this love tank. Remember, love could be universal, but the language is different. Each one has their own language. Let's see our love language one. It's word of affirmation. Word of affirmation is literally a language because it's about using words to express love. Oh, Shanda, I love your t-shirt today. Oh, you're so hilarious. You know how to make me laugh. For some people, hearing their loved ones say certain words fill up their love tank more than anything else. It makes them feel truly loved and appreciated. Not all speakers of this language find affirmation in the same kind of words. Just like a language has many dialects, some can feel the love when you use affirmative words, some feels love when you use complimenting words or encouraging them. All of us can use a boost of courage from time to time, and some of us, it's the thing we crave most from the loved ones. Think of the time. When was the last time you praised your partner? The next love language, what your loved ones most wants is you, your presence, your attention, your engagement. If their primary love language is quality time, they feel loved when they get meaningful one-on-one time without distractions. Most of the couples think they're spending time together when watching a Netflix series or scrolling Instagram together, but that isn't meaningful really. True quality time is like you switch off your phone, turn off your TV, and you're giving each other your undivided attention. But things like taking a walk together or painting together can also be considered as a quality time. But remember, the focus here is not the activity, but the time you spend with each other and the discussions you have. And the discussion should be really meaningful. It's not recommended to have something like celebrity news or politics. It should be like talking about your fears, feelings, and emotional side of your. I'll put a pause here. Now we're going to have a book review by Abhinaya Bhaskaran. So Abhinaya Bhaskaran is going to review a book for us. Abhinaya Bhaskaran is a postgraduate in commerce who navigated to the literary world as a self-published author of 6 titles in the past 8 years. She's also a blogger and avid book reader. I request Abhinaya to take up the stage.
Sure, Swathi. Thank you so much for that intro. So good day, folks. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just share. Okay. Is my screen visible? I hope the screen is visible. Okay. So it's nice to have be here, and a very warm greetings to all of you from all walks of the world, the Toastmasters and the guests. Before getting into the story, like we are going to see the book art, Fault in Our Stars. So am I visible now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So before getting into this story, I would like to just have a thumbs up. Like, how many of you have actually read this book or watched the movie? You could just say who, because yeah, just the sound, or you're new to it. Or you can just put a thumbs up, because okay. Is there a response? I'm not able to see them. Fine. Okay. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. So this is actually a book, a young adult fiction, written and published by John Green under the banner The Penguin Books in the year 2012. So it's a decade-old story that still correlates and relates to the current trends. So what is this story all about? Hazel Grace is a 16-year-old teenager. She's surviving and fighting the strange challenges of an illness, basically a thyroid cancer, and sets forth to attend a support group, like what they call it, at the heart of the Jesus. So basically, she's being pushed by her mother to attend this meeting to make friends, build a social life of sorts. So Isaac, the fellow member, introduces Hazel to a handsome and humorous soul, Augustus Water, who's just a 17-year-old survivor of a bone cancer. His attractive demeanor, his colorful eyes, and the way the humor he carries kind of instantly connects with Hazel, and they slowly get to understand each other, spend more time, and witness a magical world of true love, sharing their interests and aspirations, building an emotional connect that multiplies their love for each other. So this is all about the plot. Now, getting to who is John Green, the author. John Green is a well-known author and the New York Times bestseller for the past decade. He has close to like 4+ titles, not just 4, and most of his books have been converted and adapted to movies. He is a major in literature, and he has experiences working in child care and cancer institutes, where he got to connect with these kind of patients and work with them. Okay, now getting to the best things about this book. If we see, it's a young adult and a romantic fiction, where the simplicity and straightforwardness shine throughout all the pages of this book. It gives a hope to live beyond the challenges and reveals that love is an eternal and emotional healer in its purest form. The second thing that comes to the picture is that it highlights the intellectual connotations that the author weaves from the world of literature and builds a relatable context to the story in place. The next interesting fact is that it's a contemporary, it beholds a contemporary setting in terms of movies and places quoted, which multiplies the interest and justifies the relatability to tale. The next fascinating factor is just that there is a layered structure of a tale within the tale. If you get to read the book, probably you'll be able to spot it, which gives more weightage to the creative presentation of the fictional writing as a classic art form. Well, not to miss out on the supporting roles of the families and members who have an eccentric normalcy and build the support system for the characters and create a strong hearted for the strong hearted survivors. Also, last, I would like to add the global reach that this book has made in terms of the adaptations as movies, which stands as an additional reward to the success of this story. Okay, so now we have seen what has happened. Now, what could have been better? The entire tale is in the first person narration of Hazel Grace. So the perception in we get the viewpoint of the character of the female protagonist version of what is being seen, understood. This could be better. Probably if Augustus Waters' version could also be incorporated in this tale. Apart from this, I think there is not a real challenge in any of these places. So being a decade-old story, actually, this has been a reread for me. Like, I picked this book like ages ago, and this reread has fascinated me because this story is still fresh, bright, and big, and because the subtlety and empathy towards leading and believing in life as a blessing has been beautifully portrayed. So just one fact that I would like you guys to read when we pick the book is the acknowledgement page, where the writer quotes about Esther Earle, who's the star of the story and who has been the inspiration for John Green to write this tale. Also, I would also like to mention the specific first version cover design by Rodrigo Correll, and this has been a very classic cover design. So I think, yeah, so we are done. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you.
Thank you, author Abhinya. We really did enjoy your review. Thank you so much. So next part is the most exciting part of today's meeting. That's table topics. Today, our table topic master is Dr. Jay Sejpal. Dr. Jay Sejpal is doctor by profession. He joined Toastmasters 3 years ago. Dr. Jay Sejpal, the stage is yours. Please go ahead. Looking forward to the table topics.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. For today's session, thanks for giving me opportunity to take table topics. So today's table topic are a little bit different. I'll be presenting some of the quotes from some of the best books, and based on those quotes, I would like and encourage participants to tell their own story or any of their opinion, and what is their take on that quote that I would like to invite during this table topic session. So let me share my screen, and I would like to have a volunteer. Can you raise the hand if you want to, if you wish to participate in this table topics? So any of the volunteers? Yes, James, would you like to go first?
Yes, please.
So now these are some numbers, and you choose your number, and based on that you will get the quote. So which number you would like to go ahead with?
Number 7, please.
Number 7. Okay. So number 7 is most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen to with intent to reply. So this quote is coming from one of the famous book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Over to you, James.
Thank you very much, Jay Sechpal. When I read this quote, I thought, oh, it's perfect for today because I have the accounter role. And so today I have to listen and not with the intent to correct, but just to gain awareness on the filler words that people say. So whenever people get into an argument, some people, and sometimes, especially in debates, they come into it with an idea, with set ideas, and they don't go into it with an open mind. They just listen to the arguments that the other side puts forward, and it's like they already made up their minds. They hear this sentence and they know, oh, for that sentence, this answer, I have this answer. So it's not really a conversation. It seems like a reaction. Conversations, I believe, need an open mind, and in conversations, sometimes people change their minds. So I really agree with this quote that says most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Thank you for your question. And
Thank
back
you,
to you.
James. Yeah, very good take on the quote. And yes, you are right that empathetic listening is missing in many of the conversation. They already have pre-minded some intention or their own story that they are listening to, and they don't focus on what opposite person is trying to say. And for fruitful conversation, not only just speaking well, but listening empathetically is also equally important. Thank you, James. So next, Noor, yes, you would like to take. Can you choose your number? Noor?
Yes, table topics master. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fantastic. Number 4.
Sorry, number. Your
Number
voice is
4.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
The number 4 goes like this. You do not rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. This is quote by James Clear from one of the famous book, which is Atomic Habits. Over to you, DTM Noor.
Thank you, table topics master. Good day, all. Actually, I do believe that goals are important, but it is not the hype which the goals have that makes the goals actually worthwhile. Uh, we all set goals in our lives, right? How many of you have goals for this year, 2024? Please raise your hands, right? Now, how many of you have uh, thought about this goal, and how many of you have achieved historically the goals what you set? At least 70% of the time. Please raise your hands. 70% of the time, right? So we have goals set, but very few of us have this track record of achieving those goals. Now, why is that? So you might wonder, some drop in between, some don't have the motivation enough, some do not, see the point after some time. So there might be varied reasons why people don't actually meet their goals. Now, what is important is to have a system. Have system implies discipline, right? Discipline implies you set a process and then you follow the process meticulously. And it does not mean that you're rigid with things. If you want to truly achieve any of your goals, you have to be flexible, but you have to follow a pattern, a system, so that these processes, especially if you are a business owner, for example, unless and until you don't set processes for HR, for operations, for customer service, for product management, or any kind of engagement with your customer, you are not going to realize the benefits of your business. That's why many businesses fail, right? So this is an important aspect that we do not rise to the level of our goals, but actually we fall to the level of our systems. That is actually the thing which will pull us up. Back to you, Topics Master.
Thank you, DTM Noor. Yeah, very good explanation. And yes, this quote is emphasizing on importance of system and habits rather than just sticking to a goal for achieving a goal. Yeah. So now next volunteer, Lisa, you would like to take up next quote. Lisa, you are on mute. So Murtaza, would you like to take up next?
I'm
Sorry,
sorry, it just took me a minute
Good.
to unmute.
No problem.
I think
Yes,
Lisa can go ahead first, and I'll go in next, maybe.
Thank you. So
Yes,
in
yes.
terms of picking a number, has number 9 been picked yet?
No, not yet.
So I'll take number 9.
Okay, thank you. So quote number 9 is like this: it is not what happens to us, but our response to what happens to us that hurts us. From Stephen Covey, again from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, so I'm still thinking. Good evening, everyone. I'm not sure that I actually agree with this. So what happened to me, as you all know, is that I needed a kidney. And my response to that was to be really hurt. And then I had to stop and think that being hurt wasn't really enough, that what I had to do was to take action. And many of you have heard my story, but you might not have heard the detail at which I looked for my living kidney donor. And I put together a website, and the website was shared with 32,600 people in a 6-week period. And my partner shared with his 300 of his email contacts. And one of his friends came forward and said, if this is for real, I'll do it. And so he got tested to be a living kidney donor. And this month of February is not just a month of love, it's a month of celebrating donors. So Ed was not blood type compatible. He had a B+ or B positive blood, and I needed A positive. So they asked him whether he'd be willing to give his kidney to a stranger that he might never, ever, ever know who it was, in order so that I could get the kidney that was a match to me. And I didn't know if I would ever know who my donor was. Fortunately, I was able to find out who my donor was and to celebrate her, as I do every chance I get, as well as celebrating my swap donor. So it's really not enough to just feel hurt. It's very important to take action. I am Lisa, and I'm always complete, and I rest my mic.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam, for sharing very inspiring and moving story of yourself, where you didn't stop at just by knowing that what happened to you, but you took active action. So your response was in a manner that it could help you a lot rather than just stopping and getting paralyzed by uh, the damage or trauma you got. Thanks a lot, ma'am. There is
Thank
very
you for the opportunity.
moving and inspiring personal story on related to this quote. So next, Murtaza, would you like to take?
Yes, I believe number 9 isn't taken yet, so I'll go with
Number
number 9.
9 was this one, last quote only.
Okay, so I believe then let's go with number 5.
Okay. Yeah. this quote goes like this: every action you take is a vote for the person you wish to become. This is from James Clear from book Atomic Habits.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, how many of you have felt that you need more discipline in your lives? If you have ever felt that, then raise your hand physically. If you have felt that, we need more discipline. I think it's pretty common. I think this is actually quite universal. We all want to become more disciplined. We want to become our ideal versions. Most of us do want to become the best versions of ourselves. But it is not, I repeat, an easy journey, always. What happened in school? Can a lot of us remember? We have this very important test coming up in 3 or 4 days, but we are watching cartoons. We are watching or doing something. We're playing cricket, or we are spending our times watching a football game. We're doing that, and then we are not realizing our academic potential. Has this happened to you? I think it has happened. If we move on to later in our lives, when we've gotten older and we realize that, wait a second, I think I can become a bit more physically active, a bit more fit physically. How many of us have wanted to become more physically fit? A lot of us have, right? We've had goals that want to become more healthy. And then what do? We go into the fast food shop, we have a bite of a snack, fast food snack, and then we think, oh, you know what? I'll try again later. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, a lot of the times what we do is we prioritize the short-term benefits. A lot of the times we do that, and we forget to reach out to our long-term goals. The choices that we make, we must think long-term. Think of the end before we begin. When you think of the end, you begin perfectly, and perfect beginnings usually lead to perfect ends. What are you, Mr. Table Topic Master?
Thank you, Mathuda. Yeah, a very good take on this quote, which is emphasizing that even a small action, if you take consistently and progress over time, definitely your identity or self-talk become a positive, and you are more likely to become a better person in the process. So now coming to next, uh, Arvin, would you like to take up next?
Yeah, please.
So 4, 7, 5, and 9 are taken up.
8. I will
Okay.
try 8. Thank you.
So yeah, quote number 8 goes like, start with end in mind, which is coming from, again, Stephen Covey from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Thanks so much for the question. Start with the end in mind. Just recently, when we had this long vacation this December, we're going to have 21 days leave. I was thinking of how I'm going to use these 21 days. It's a boring vacation. I do not have plan to go anywhere else. I have to think of something productive that I will benefit in the future. And I found myself visiting different Toastmasters club, because what I have in mind is for me to develop my communication skills and also learn from the Toastmasters members who I believe are thought leaders. They have these great minds, and what an idea, or to understand what these people think. And this will help me to improve my communication skills. And aside from that, I also wanted to learn something on how to give service or to how to give back to the community. And what the idea that formed in my mind is to form a speaking club in our community, and also for them to be encouraged, to encourage them to join the Toastmasters, to share with them what I had experienced, and for them to learn too and develop their communication skills. And that is why I exert extra effort to learn from different clubs and to be able to leave a legacy if I exit in this world. The Arvin was able to introduce them the Toastmasters, and it led them to being a best version of themselves. And with that, thank you very much. Back to you, our table topic master.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing inspiring story with this quote. And yes, you have thought of something end goal that the people should get benefit of this Toastmaster, and that way you decided your journey. So you started with a clear end in the mind, and that helped you, I think, to have a better impact on people and have a better utilization of time. Thanks a lot. Now, Madam Toastmaster, can we take one more table topic? Do we have time? Swathi, Toastmaster Swathi.
Toastmaster Shanda.
We have time to take one more table topic? I see the hand raised by D. Mary.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Madam D. Mary, which one you would like to pick up?
What numbers are remaining?
Now 1, 2, 3 are remaining and 6 is remaining.
I'll take 1.
Okay, thank you. So this quote is, your mind is for having idea, not for holding them or storing them. This is by David Allen from Productivity best-selling book, Getting Things Done. Over to you, madam.
Wouldn't you just know it? Somebody automatically understands what Pathways does. It allows us to take the ideas that we have and put them into action. We don't have to hold on to them. We can use Pathways and all the brilliant ideas that we have. We have the competencies, we have the speeches that we give to back up whatever it is that that idea might be. And that's what I will do. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, Pathways is the path that I chose to find my voice. I had an idea, I had written a book, and of course that was at the uppermost part of my mind at that time. But I knew that in order to get that idea out to the world and to have people understand what I was talking about, I needed to be able to speak in a very impactful way. And I decided to join Toastmasters. Little did I know that I was embarking on the journey of my life, because Toastmasters and Pathways has allowed me to take the idea that I had in my mind and use my voice to pass it on and have an impact on the world. Wouldn't you like to do the same thing? It's not just something that I can do. Anyone has that ability. Think about it. What phenomenal idea do you have? What plan do you have that might impact the world? Put it into action. Choose a path and Pathways and see yourself grow. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, madam, for sharing an inspiring story based on idea that how you did not just keep holding the idea, but you start acting on that. Thanks a lot, madam. And related to this quote, I remember one such advice from one of my mentor at Toastmaster, who told me to write down the idea whenever whenever she told me that whenever you attend the table topics, if you are not yourself, you are not speaking, but somebody else is speaking, but topic is related to you, what you can do that there will be some ideas which will come to your mind are related to that whatever table topic is that you just keep noting it down. So you will get many personal such stories which you will be able to share in other table topics or informal speeches. So that idea, just I was not just no holding the idea whenever I get such idea, but I will note them down. So it will give me more speech ideas and table topic ideas. So that was one such incidents of mine which I reminded by this quote I just wanted to share. So with this, I think we can close this session of table topics. Thanks a lot for a very enthusiastic participation during the session. And I will hand over the session to Madam Toastmaster, Toastmaster Swathi. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Jay Sejpal. That was really exciting, colorful segment. Thank you all the speakers who came forward and threw their fragrances in the form of short speeches. Most of y'all might be waiting to know more about the other 3 love languages. So without further ado, let's jump into that. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Love language 3. For some people, a tangible symbol of love fills up the love tank. It shows the effort that you're thinking of them. Big or small, a gift that shows care and effort shows love. This language is really easy to master. Making the effort to understand what they like the best is exactly how you'll show them how much you care. Randomly give them gifts to remind them how much you love them. Remember, this is not a materialistic expectation. The gift can be like made handmade or could be small, big. It's all the effort that matters here. Remember, when was the last time you gifted something to your partner? Well, today is the right time to give a gift. Surprise your partner with a bouquet of flowers or chocolates. It's Valentine's Day after all. Oh, the next love language. This is mine. This is really mine. It's act of service. Some of us feel most loved when someone meets our needs. Help in carrying out some regular responsibilities at home. Like my husband does cooking for me when I'm busy, kind of which I feel like, oh, he loves me. He really loves me. That's why he's putting so much efforts in making me happy. Remember, this should not be an obligation. You can't demand someone to do some service for you. It should come out of love. Just think about like how do you split works in your home? Like how do you split the work with your significant other at home? Love language 5, it's physical touch. Everybody knows physical touch is a way to show affection, but for some, it's the supreme expression of love. There are many, many ways to show love. Here, it's important to learn what your loved one likes and does not like. Maybe they're not comfortable holding hands, but can't live without saying a sweet goodbye or without hugging and leaving the home. Daily hugs could be ritual, which I learned later in my life. Like doing it every day can help a relationship go a long way. We have seen about the 5 love languages. Now we have a second book reviewer who is going to talk about a book, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. I welcome Toastmaster Noor. Toastmaster Noor has 10 years of experience in Toastmasters. He's really a veteran Toastmaster. No, Toastmaster Noor, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters. Once again, good morning, good day, wherever you are. How many of you here today in this group were outcasts? You did not follow the norm. Please raise your hands. Let me see a show of hands. Right, this is important. Why? Because thinkers are always people who question, why should I be doing something, right? So you're told many things. This is the right way to do things. That is the right way to do things. This you should avoid. That you should avoid. But a thinker would always think and see whether that thing, why is it that you should not do it? Or why is it that you should do it? And they adapt themselves to that. Now, how many of you here were truly people who saw life from a very different angle than your peers? Anybody here? Completely different angle. Or who sees life through a different angle, right? I see Toastmaster Manoj's hand up. So it's important. Today, what book I'm going to talk about is Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Now, this book was written the first time, it came out in 1970. Now, I was introduced to this book by my father. I was 8 years old. Now I am 45. Believe me, it's that old, right? Now, what really struck about this book for me was the ease at which I read this book when I was 8 years old. An 8-year-old doesn't have too much of a vocabulary. It's a difficult thing to read English. But thank God, in our family, we were actually speaking English from childhood. So my mother tongue is almost like English. Now, what makes this book really distinguished from other books is it's a small book. It's absolutely very small book. You can read it in probably, if you're let's say about 15 or 16, you can read this thing in one day, right? It's that small. Now, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is all about a seagull. Now, Richard Bach actually took a lot of time before he published this book. Why? Because he had several doubts in his mind that whether I should publish this book or not in the first place. Now, why? Because this book was completely unconventional. It was almost like a book. The mainstream media was, everyone is like, we agree to whatever is being said. The Cold War was on and everything was there. And so everyone were like conforming to things. This book was non-conforming, unconventional book, right? So let me talk about certain characters in this book. The first character, our protagonist, is actually Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Now, Jonathan Livingston Seagull it's a seagull. How many of you know seagulls, by the way? Yeah, we're talking about seagulls. How many of you know seagulls, right? So these are small birds which prey on small fish just at the beaches, and they don't go too much into the sea as such. They are just survivors, right? They just feed on whatever food is left, on the sea, small fishes and so. So Jonathan Livingston Seagull was a part of this flock, right? And the flock implies, if you draw an analogy, it's not a single character, but it's rather societal norms, what we might call it, the collective mindset or the values of conformity over any individual character, right? So Jonathan is a kind of a guy who has his explorative mind. He wants to see what he could do. When all the seagulls are just eating food, he was focusing on his flight. He wanted to master the flight. Why an eagle is so smooth, whereas we as seagulls have to flap our wings so much, right? So Jonathan has this burning desire to master flight. Now, there's another character called Sullivan. Sullivan is a friend, a mentor to Jonathan. And after Jonathan gets outcast by his flock, Sullivan represents this idea of friendship, the mentorship, the during this whole journey of self-discovery by Jonathan. Now, he supports Jonathan's quest for knowledge, and he becomes a really crucial figure in Jonathan's development. Now, which highlights actually the value of companionship and understanding in personal growth. Now, there's another character called Chiang. Now, Chiang is a wise elder seagull. He's like a spiritual guru of sorts to Jonathan. Now, he embodies the pinnacle of enlightenment that Jonathan seeks. Chiang teaches Jonathan about the perfect speed, the true nature of freedom, the limitless potential of the spirit. Now, his teachings help Jonathan realize that the physical limitations of flight are mere illusions. They pave a way actually for the definer spiritual awakening or evolution. They're just obstacles on the way. There's another character called the elder girl. Now, he or she is another mentor of Jonathan, now who helps him understand the deeper truths of existence, the importance of sharing his newfound knowledge with others. Now, the elder girl's guidance actually reinforces the whole theme of mentorship, the wisdom, the cycle of learning and teaching, which we all go through. Now, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is a book which draws parallels to the spirit of human passion towards self-improvement. It's like a book which you will relate very closely to. Each and every one of you sitting here today will relate to this book. If you pick up the book, you cannot put it down. Believe me. I implore you all to read this book because it talks about how you get outcast in the most subtle ways. It is not an easy life for those who are seeking self-improvement. It is not an easy life for those who challenge societal norms. It's not an easy life for those who seek finer things in life. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noor. I really like that your physical limitation is just an illusion. Really nice one. Okay, I would like to call upon my 3 pillars of the day to provide their reports. Going first with timer, Toastmaster Shanda, please share your report for the day.
Hello, everyone. Just a reminder, time management is key to delivering your message effectively, but also respecting your audience's time. So today with table topics, we have Guillermo and DeMarie. You both were within time. Guillermo, 1 minute, 30 seconds, and DeMarie at 1 minute, 40 seconds. Nor, you were at 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Lisa, 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Murtaza, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and Arvin, 2 minutes and 21 seconds. For our book reviews, we have Abina at 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Great job. And Noor at 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shanda. Toastmaster Guillermo James, I would call you to provide the counter report.
Thank you, Swathi. So we had a great meeting with a lot of experienced Toastmasters, I think. So I struggled a little bit to find a lot of filler words, but for Swathi, I found a few us at the beginning of the meeting. For our first book reviewer, Abinaya, I found some so's and many us, especially at the beginning of sentences. Jay, I found a few ums, and Noor also a few ums. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guillermo James. Toastmaster Catherine, please provide your grammarian report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Swathi. used the word of the day, I would like to find out if there's any other person that used it apart from Lisa Thompson. Is there anybody who remembers that they used the word of the day and I didn't hear you? And if I didn't, then thank you and congratulations. Lisa, you used the word of the day by typing in the chat, and you used the word by using it as typically affectionate. Wonderful. I also heard wonderful uses of the English language, and these are the following. From Swathi, we heard focused attention, uninterrupted time, and really meaningful. Those were words that brought music to our ears. I had from Abinaya, she shared something from a book by John Green, and that brought a new word that I haven't heard of or statement, which is grandness of light by John Green. The other words Abinaya kept on saying were relatable context and fascinating factor. I love those ones too. Guillermo, you said conversations need an open mind during your table topic speech. Jay Sejpal, you said empathetic listening while introducing your topics. But one thing I'd like to encourage us to use is something that refers to a book. When you say one of the famous book, I would suggest to say one of the famous books. And then I would like to also congratulate Mutaza Ahad. He said things like, we want to become our ideal versions and prioritize short-term benefits. Some of the speakers that I just couldn't grab a hold of what they were saying, but I was so engrossed in what they were speaking and how they were speaking their messages were Noor Mohammed, Lisa Thompson, and Shanda Makomba. Notwithstanding our Toastmaster of the day, Swathi, today is your day to shine, and indeed you shone with great use of the English language using the 5 love languages. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Catherine, for being affectionate and presenting you as a detailed report. So all this long, I think people are wondering, like, what love language do I belong to? Am I right? Is that the question running in your mind? So I'll help you all find out, like, how do you discover your primary love language? I hope you are able to see the screen. Can somebody show a thumbs up? Okay, yes. Like when I read this book, The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman, I was like, yeah, I love when somebody appreciates me. I love when somebody gives me some gift. Yeah, I'm really all of them. I love all the 5 love languages. But no, I was wrong. We have one language that is dominant out of all the 5 language, and that's your primary love language. So how do you find this? So this is the hardest question, how to interpret your love language. The best way is to identify your language is to sit and self-reflect. Who can know you better than you? Who can know your love language better than you? Think about what are the things that makes you happy in a relationship? What things make you sad in the relationship? Why do you want to fight with your partner very often? Try to classify all your love languages and discuss with your partner. External evaluation really helps a lot. Sit with your partner, have open discussions, and find out your love language. The author also provides references to a quiz which helps in figuring out your love language. I encourage people to take up that love language just to see if you're falling into your right love language which you're thinking about. How to interpret your partner's love language? This is an even more harder question, especially for some husbands in the marriage, like my husband. The best approach is to directly ask your partner and have healthy conversations as to what they want in a relationship, what they do not like. Also, every couple argue at some point or the other. The fights are common. Another approach is to kind of reflect on, why did we fight? What was the reason behind the fight? You might be able to eliminate the love languages and find their primary language. Another key approach is to keenly observe your partner. Take consistent efforts to analyze what makes them happy. Lastly, feel free to experiment. The author also suggests us to try each love language for a week and see how that impacts in our relationship. Yeah, love is not just between partners. I kept on talking about the partner's perspective, but this book is really applicable for any relationship, be it mom or daughter, children, family, anything. But the author has specific books written for those relationships in life. But you could think of like, how do you think your children respond to your different love languages compared to your love partner? So I conclude by saying, yeah, learning a new language is really not easy. It's a tough work. But if you put that extra effort, put that extra care, yeah, you can fill your partner's love tank full. I highly recommend this book. Be open to feedback, like have constructive discussions with your partner, embrace love. And I would end by saying a quote, treat others the way you would like to be treated. This is the golden rule everybody knows, but I would give you all a platinum rule. Treat others the way they want to be treated. So get to know your partner's love language, and happy love day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. Now I call upon our general evaluator, Mary Shiking, to present her greeting card, aka general evaluation. Toastmaster Mary Shiking, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Swathi. This has been a phenomenal meeting. Oh my goodness. The 5 languages of love. Wonderful. And I can tell you, when all 5 languages are encompassed in one relationship, there's nothing like it. And I had that relationship with my husband. I had to say that. I am a romantic at heart. Oh my goodness, I really am. I love love. Okay. So the meeting has been phenomenal. As you can see, it's had an impact on me. I certainly hope it had the same impact on you. But I think that by the faces and the applause and the responses that I'm looking at, everybody has learned and gained something from this presentation. The book reviews were absolutely wonderful. I thought that was an excellent way to add just a spice of something different to the meeting tonight, and that is just wonderful. And the table topics, of which I had a chance to answer one, took you to a different kind of place. It made you think and reach inside yourself to find out, what is it that I need to be saying? How has this whole meeting touched me? The language of love, how can I put that into something that I'm saying? But as we know, when you learn how to speak with more impact, it's going to affect your love life as well as your business life, your friendships, and all of that. So Toastmasters plays a huge part in all of that. Just think about it. You might have been bashful and didn't even know how to go up and talk to that person that you really wanted to say something to, but table topics allows you to walk up and say, hey, what time is it? I mean, what do you normally do this time of day? It just gives you the ability and the confidence to say, I can talk to anybody. So this meeting has highlighted all of that. It's brought us all together. And I want to compliment all of us for having 20 participants at one time. I think it got up to like 21. That was phenomenal. Everybody wanted to hear what the 5 love languages are. Men, I know that their ears were open because you know how they want to impress the women. And Valentine's Day is a day that they get to do that. But ladies, we can also do the same thing for men. I remember getting a card and an inflated heart and hanging it on the back door. So when my husband got home from work, he would see it. He walked right past it, bless his heart. I was so disappointed. It was great. But the things that we try, sometimes they work. I didn't, take that seriously because he was a super good person at heart. And I knew he was tired. So I just went and pulled it off and brought it in the house and gave it to him. Okay. But we do the things that we think will work that helps to enthuse and move our relationship along just a tad. I've enjoyed the meeting. I hope that all of you have. Thank you so much for coming to join with us. We got started on time and I will not be long-winded. So thank you so much for a wonderful meeting. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mary Shiking, for the wonderful greeting card. We'll cherish this memory for a longer time. Toastmaster Catherine, I hand over the stage to you.
Thank you so much. A round of applause to Toastmaster Swathi for a beautiful meeting. You have set us rolling for the day. This is Valentine's Day, y'all. It's Valentine's Day in Malaysia and the greater part of the world that says good morning. But for you who are saying good night, you're going to sleep and wake up when it will be Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day for me is also my daughter's birthday. Can you imagine being in a leather suit on Valentine's Day? I was, but it was 17 years ago. So for you, our guest, it is now your time to let us know how you loved this meeting, how you found this meeting, how you enjoyed your time with Toastmasters for Professionals. I'm going to ask author Abinaya to be the first to tell us what you think, and guest Bala, please let us know what you think. Other guests, please go ahead and let us know how you enjoyed this meeting. Unmute yourself and speak. Abinaya, welcome.
Yeah, this was actually a lovely opportunity for me to have had to share a few words about the book. And yeah, I got to learn more about some books and interesting viewpoints from Toastmasters. And yes, this is like expanding my book journey because I'm getting to see more about books entirely in these conversations. So yeah, this was indeed a very lovely experience.
Thank you so much, Abinaya. Ruki, are you there? Lisa Thompson, are you there? Please unmute and let us know. Did you enjoy the meeting? Where are you calling in from?
I'm sorry, it always takes me a while to unmute. So you want to know where I'm calling in from? I'm in New York. I'm an hour north of New York City. And it's amazing to me that up here it's nothing like New York City. So when you imagine New York and you think about Times Square and you think about Rockefeller Center and you think about the Village, that's not up here. Up here we have trees. Today we had snow. We have the Hudson River where I sail. We have mountains. We have Sleepy Hollow where Rip Van Winkle did his 20-year sleep. That's all. And Ichabod Crane did his ride. That's all up here, and it's beautiful up here. I've got a half acre. It's wide open space, and it's my backyard is the aqueduct, so it goes on forever, and it's a little piece of heaven that we call New York in Westchester County. So it's totally different from LA, where I love to visit. And I am thrilled to be able to keep visiting this club because you guys are very, very easy to talk with and caring and compassionate. And I just always have a good feeling when I'm here. So I keep coming, and Guillermo's so cute that how can you not love him? And so it's just one of my favorite clubs to visit. And thank you for having me and allowing me to be part of your club. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Guillermo, you heard that. Thank you so much. Anybody else, please unmute and let us know where you're calling in from and how you love this meeting. Bala, Manoj, Oscar, again, welcome. Vincent, please unmute and let us know where you're calling from and how did you like the meeting?
So this is actually my second time to attend this Toastmaster professional, but I usually came up attend from Toastmaster Indonesia because I live from Indonesia. Yeah, I feel like there's a different challenges actually between Toastmaster Indonesia and Toastmaster for Professionals, especially about the accent, of course. Because we come up from every different country, different culture, different time zone, yeah, something like that. And then, yeah, but I do enjoy very much because this is very challenging. Yeah, I hope someday I can talk actively during this session, during the next session. Yeah, but I actually both have pros and cons on for Toastmaster profession. We were in Toastmaster professional and Toastmaster Indonesia, but yeah, but I think Yeah, it's all. I think I need to like often to attend the Toastmaster for professionals so I can understand more. I think that's all.
Thank you,
But I
Vincent.
do it.
Please don't. Thank you so much. Please share your details with us on the chat room. Our Toastmaster Vice President membership, Shihab, will get in touch with you and show you how to do that. And you'll be able to have more opportunities to speak and to participate. You shouldn't feel afraid. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Just share your phone number and your email in the chat room, and she has, or Dr. Mary will reach out to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? Jay, Sejpal, how did you like the meeting? Manoj, Kumar, did you like the meeting? Can we hear from you? Sanjay, what? Yes, please.
Happy Valentine Day, each one of you. Nice to be here among you all and soaking in all the love that you are radiating. The way Swathi conducted the 5 love languages. Noor talked about one of my favorite books, Jonathan Livingston Seagull. That's one of my best book that I could have read so far. And being all of you today morning, like in India, I'm from India. It's lovely in the sense to soak in all that love that you are radiating. Thank you. I would love to come back again and again to soak in and share my love with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manoj. You're welcome. We look forward to hearing from you again. Please share your details with Shihab. Thank you. Anybody else? Jay?
Yeah, it
please.
was nice to revisit Toastmaster Professional. I was 1 year back, I was a member, so great to have a revisit. And yes, I think many of the book recommendation I'm going back with. I am an avid reader, so you can make it out like the way I presented table topics. So all my favorite book I presented in the form of quotes. And I like that today's meeting was entirely book oriented, and I'm going back with more book recommendation, and I love the discussion throughout today's meeting. Yeah, I'll revisit.
Thank you so much, Jay. It was a pleasure hearing you again. Thank you so much for coming to visit. Please do not hesitate to reach out again. And we always enjoy to have you. Oscar, are you there? If you are not, I'd like to now adjourn this meeting. And friends, you're welcome to chat, but please do not hesitate to share your details with Dr. Mary Thomas or she has or myself, and we will have a wonderful meeting next week. Bye-bye for today.
Thank you so much.